with Tracy in LA. Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast, Dance Journey. Today we have my friend Tiffany.
Hi.
Tiffany Gene. Gene is her middle name. Tiffany is my friend who I met at Millennium. We did meet in Nico's class, right?
Yes,
initially.
we did.
Okay.
Yes.
We met in Nico O'Connor's jazz funk class, which we both take a lot. I probably take it a little bit more than you because I really like jazz funk.
Yeah.
But Tiffany and I also kind of met in Coby do you say his last name Mosby?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm like, a lot of times I don't say dance teachers' last names out loud, and I'm realizing that as I'm doing this.
I don't either.
I'm like, wait, how do you say it? But we also kind of met in Coby Mosby's hip-hop class, which is what Tiffany is really good at. She is a hip-hop dancer for sure. So good. And I have not been taking hip-hop, but Tiffany got me to take Coby's class today, which I have not been in his class for, I don't know, a lot of months.
But
it's
you
been
did
months.
so good.
I did better than I thought I was going to do. I did mess up the tricky part. That was like, I messed that up like quite a few times. I messed that up. But I was actually like, you know what? This doesn't feel as hard as it used to feel. So I'm like, it's good to know that I've grown, even though I haven't been taking him specifically. Yeah. I still kind of grew enough to take his class and be like, okay, I'm actually picking this up faster than I used to. And on round 2, which was good.
Yeah.
But then I think I'm getting it, and then I watched Tiffany, and I'm like, holy cow, this girl, she is so good at hip hop, and she always has been. And I've watched her since the beginning when I took class with you, when I didn't even know you. I was like, that girl's so good. But now I feel like you're even like, you have stepped it up even more. And I watch you, and it's like the texture, and you have the whole vibe, plus you have the choreo like so clean. And now I'm like even less shocked about all the opportunities that have come your way, because you're just like, you're nailing it. You're doing like so good. So
Thanks.
Tiffany and I are kind of like recently friends through class, and we like chat after class and stuff. But I actually don't know that much about her whole story or how she got started in dance. So I'm actually like most excited to interview her, because I want to know. I'm like, I want to know about your life a little bit.
Yeah.
So before we get into kind of like how you started with dance, talk to me about like your current dance life. Like, I know you take a lot of class. So talk to me about like where you take class, how many classes are you taking? Like, what's your life look like right now with dance?
It's a lot. So after work, like I really right now are just focusing on dance, and my place that I usually go to all the time is Millennium.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close to my house anyway, and I'm a Millennium baby. I've gone to like Movement Lifestyle a couple times, but as far as like classes, I'm just obsessed with Millennium.
She like lives
like,
there. I feel like you live there.
No, really. Like, I'm in line, and they're like, it's like happy hour, but it's like happy hour for dance, and they're like, Tiffany, go right ahead. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a regular here. Really, literally. But yeah, I love Millennium. I just like the vibe of it. You know, they have new owners, and like it's just a positive vibe.
Okay.
It's been the last like I think 2 or 3 years that they got new owners.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I used to teach the kids program at Millennium. So,
oh, wait, I didn't know that. How long ago was that?
It was probably about before the pandemic. So probably like 3 years before the pandemic.
Wow.
So it's been a little while.
Wow, that's so cool that you did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Me and my homie were partners, and we were in charge of the dance for kids program. So we would be there for like 5-6 hours on Saturdays.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're definitely going to go back and get into like how you even got into that. But so how often you're at Millennium every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Pretty much.
And how many classes a day are you taking?
So I try to do like 1 class a day, at least that. Sometimes I'll take 2. But my Wednesdays, I'm obsessed.
That's your
take
crazy
3.
day. Yeah.
And then I like die afterwards.
And is it all hip hop, or are there any other styles?
So, yeah, it's pretty, actually Wednesdays, my 8:30 class is Hero, and that's jazz funk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I always forget. I keep forgetting Hero teaches jazz funk, because I thought he only did hip hop.
He does hip hop and jazz funk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but your main style is hip hop, although she came to Melissa Miles' jazz class and did pretty good for someone who only does hip hop all the time. So
I mean, it was worth the effort, and I just wanted to. I had the shoes still, and I just wanted to put the dust off and let's try it. But and Melissa's like an amazing person. She's just like very talented, and this one right here just killed it. So I was like, okay, we went to the floor, and they might would have called 911 to get me off because they would have peeled me off the floor.
I love the floor work, but yeah, Tiffany had like messaged me and been like, I'm thinking about coming to Melissa's class. You take her class, right? Should I come? I'm like, yes, you should come. And then she's like standing in the back, and she's, but I saw you, and I was like, she did pretty good actually, especially for not having taken it. The first time I took Melissa's class, you did better than the first time when I took it.
Really?
Like I was a mess.
Oh,
I was
wow.
just making sure nobody like hit me. So,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So, and then sometimes you go to playground.
Oh, I do.
I've
yeah,
seen,
I
like,
forgot that on
videos.
Sundays. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
new class that I go to, Samantha Caudle.
Yeah,
I love
she's
her
good.
energy.
Yeah.
She's high energy, and I feel like I just match that high energy.
Yeah.
So she's my 3 o'clock on Sundays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So that's like your current life, and you do that around, you have a job during the
Yes.
day.
Uh-huh.
And so do you want to share about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I teach dance in the school system, and then I also teach like special ed reading. So it's
nice.
it's partly both like different jobs, and I have like clubs that I do here and there.
Oh, cool.
But I've been working for the school system for it's been about 15 years now.
Wow.
But teaching for like 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
And teaching dance
Yeah.
the whole time?
Well, teaching
Or part
dance,
of it?
like we do both.
Okay.
I teach dance, and then I also do reading and math.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
So I get to do all of my passions in one.
That's amazing.
So,
And
yeah.
is it grade school through high school, or what's the ages?
It's just middle school.
Oh,
So
middle
6th,
school.
7th, and
Nice.
8th.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And it's Los Angeles, LA, USD.
LAUSD.
I'm like, what's it called?
Yeah. LAUSD.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And there's that moth.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
I
knew it
think he
was
wants
here.
to be part of the podcast.
I knew it was here. We have a third guest.
I
It's
think
Moth.
we should name him. Okay,
Have
Fred.
you heard that? Have you heard that joke on Instagram where the kid's like, I named my moth You? I don't know. I've heard it too many times now. It's not as funny anymore. But
Right?
is that it? It's just like hiding.
I
Anyway.
think it's good.
Cool. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's your current life. I mean, that's a lot of dance. Not
It
only do you take all those classes, but
Yeah.
you also teach dance, and you teach a couple other things too. But
Yeah.
dance is like dance.
Yes.
And I know you've had some cool opportunities recently. But before we talk about that, if you want to talk about that, let's go back and tell me about Tiffany. Like, where did you grow up? I think you told me before, but I forgot. Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
From the Midwest.
Nice. Midwest.
girl.
Me too.
And pretty much a lot of my friends are out here. We kind of like all moved at different times.
Okay.
I always had a dream to move out to LA, and the whole lifestyle, like I wanted to come sooner than, when I did, but I came anyway. And at the right timing, I feel like, and I wouldn't go back and change anything. But yeah,
Were
it
you
was
taking
just
dance
a dream.
in Missouri?
Yes,
So when did you first start taking dance?
when I was 5 years old.
Whoa. And was it just like your parents put you in that, or how did you get started?
I think I just love to perform and be the center of attention.
They were
to
like,
be
this
honest.
girl, this girl needs to have an audience.
I would always play with my family and like dress up and be like, Mom, Dad, watch me. You know what I mean? Like I would dress up with my sister, and I was just always like wanted to be honestly the center of attention. So selfish. But anyway, the show was about me always. So I think that's why they were like, okay, get her into dance. Like she needs to be on stage. Yeah.
And then did you take all kinds of, did you start with like ballet, or what did you take?
So I did do ballet for a long time. Point. I was really into it, which is very interesting because I don't do it as much now. But
you did point though.
I did.
That's good.
I was in a company, and we did a lot of different shows in different places. And then I just kind of like grew out of it.
Okay.
My first love though was tap.
Oh, really?
I love tap.
I love tap. I'm not taking it now.
I
but-
was a 42nd Street, like always
Oh my
competing with stuff, and
gosh.
I loved it.
You don't take it now though.
I don't, and I would like to find some
Yeah.
different classes that
Yeah.
I can take. Now that I'm spring break, I mean, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Maybe just
See what's
try
out
and
there.
take a tap class.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to. Do you have any? Have you ever posted any tap videos?
No, I don't even know
I
where to
want
find
to. You gotta find them. I know they're like
I'm
old,
like
right?
5.
Oh my
10.
gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love watching tap,
Yeah.
and I also like tapping, but for some reason, tapping hurts my feet more than any other
Oh,
style of dance.
wow.
I think because they're just,
Interesting.
you know how you kind of, well, you have to dance on the ball of your feet the whole
Yeah,
time.
of course you can.
Even in ballet, you're not on the ball of your feet the whole time.
Right.
But tap, you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, it hurts until you're like used to it. You have to get used to it, but.
I love tap though.
It's really
something
fun,
about the rhythm and the musicality I just love.
And it helps you get better at musicality by taking tap. So I just think tap is amazing. That's so cool.
I feel like eventually if I find like classes that are in the evening, I would love to like put that back in because I miss it so much.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you're taking dance. You're in Missouri. And did you always know you like wanted to do something with dance with your life, or did you do anything else like first, like after school, or like what happened?
I did a lot of things. My parents had me in like I did piano, I did gymnastics.
Nice.
I was really into gymnastics because I love seeing your post.
You gotta come to take gymnastics with me.
My body is kind of like not gonna handle that anymore. I can do like cartwheels here and there, but I was on a team for a while and I did that, and then I think I just got to a point in my life where I had to decide which way I'm gonna go. I can't go gymnastics and dance. Like it was too much.
Okay.
And so I decided to just pick one and go with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you picked dance.
Yeah. And that's what I've never stopped, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then were you with any dance companies or anything in Missouri, or did you took it all out to LA to try to do stuff?
No, yeah, I was in dance companies. I can't remember the name of them, to be honest with you, but I was in like it's so funny as I go back in time. When I first started hip hop, like really training, it was a crew and people that I had gone to school with, and some of my friends are like different places. But we would train. I always train. And I tried out for the company, and they're like, "No, you have a long way to go." I was heartbroken. Aww. But it actually made me work harder.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, these are like the best of the best in Missouri. So I really wanted to train. So I kept training. Finally, I made it into that company, and I just kept like being hungry for more.
That's so cool that you trained a bunch and then went back and got in it.
Yep.
How much time was that?
Probably for a year.
Okay.
I trained with them for a good year.
That's not too bad then. Yeah.
But I was so like pumped, like dance team, that they were like, "What is this?"
Because you did like poms and stuff?
I did. I did dance team and I did competitions So I was that's very, very different style than hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Like totally different. So I had to kind of like switch and code switch that and work on the two different styles because they were very different. I couldn't merge them. Yeah. Because they're completely different.
Definitely. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know you did all that. So when you came to LA, well, was it hard to come to LA? You didn't come with any friends? You said some of your friends came like afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I knew some of them here. Like it was different times that our whole crew came out here. Actually, everyone is here still except for one person. But it's so funny because I'll see them in class. Like,
but you're not like in a crew together anymore.
No,
okay.
No, we're all kind of separate doing our own thing. Yeah. But we're all still out here doing dance. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I felt like, and I'm going to talk about my spiritual journey that God really had me come out here. And I knew that. And I said to him, I really literally, and I remember this, that I asked him, God, if you want me to come and move out to LA, you're going to have to give me a job and a place. Yeah. And he gave me both within 2 weeks. Wow. And so I was like, oh.
Right after you got out here or before you were out here?
Before.
Whoa, so you got a job and a place. So what was that? What was the job? What was the place?
The job was teaching.
Okay.
It was in the school district, and it was like the whole plan. Like he laid the whole plan ahead of me, and so I couldn't say no.
Were you teaching already?
I was.
And then you applied to teach out here. Yep. Wow, so cool.
Yep. Yeah, and I just felt like that was the sign. That was completely the sign of what he wanted me to do, and so I you can't say no to God.
How did you find the place? How did he provide that or show you that?
I wanted to live close to the studios, and I searched online, and when I contacted and this is the place that I'm at now, I contacted the manager, and she was like, "Oh, well, we'll get everything ready. We're going to renovate it. It'll be ready in 2 weeks.
I love that, like, sometimes it's hard to get places when you're even there. Yeah. And you, like, weren't even here. And you're just
literally, I ordered all my furniture, and it was already there.
Wow.
Yeah, before I was even,
I would say that was God, because that's pretty
completely
crazy.
God.
That's
completely.
pretty crazy.
And that's why I'm saying, like, just surrendering, like, again, my spiritual talk, but, surrendering, because it wasn't my own timing. It was just God's timing. And I felt like everything had to line. And the specific prayer that I did say was exactly what I needed to say for things to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we say. Like, sometimes when we pray, it's like very general. Mm-hmm. But he really wants us to say specific things.
It's kind of more exciting when we pray specifically, because then when we see answers later, we're like, wait, whoa, I prayed that. That's so crazy. But sometimes,
And my heart was to come out here. Oh, I just
said. No, you're fine.
My heart was to come out here, but I didn't want to do it in my own will.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And then was your family, like, sad that you were coming out here, or there's like, get
yes
out there?
And no. They knew that they knew that they were really proud of me to just take the next step and just go for it.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Do you have any siblings?
Yes. Brother and a sister.
Okay. Yeah. But are they still in Missouri?
So yes. Okay. No, actually my sister is in North Carolina.
Okay.
She's a teacher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she has like 2 kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And has your family, like, been out here a bunch since you've lived here, or not really?
They came out here probably about 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was like right when the pandemic, it was like a weird timing. Like, things were open, but things weren't. Yeah. So I'm like, that was the wrong time. But they came out here, and it was fun.
Do you, like, send them do they look at all your dance videos online, or do you send them stuff?
I send them stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they still love it, or are they just
no, they come. I will tell you that my family has been very supportive of me.
That's
completely
awesome.
Of this for years.
Wow.
And like I said, it's been, since I was 5. And I'm, 30. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever, it's fine. We don't have to say.
I have a young spirit.
You do have a young spirit. I mean, you're killing it in hip hop. I don't think it matters what age you are when you're killing it like that in hip hop. So, but yeah. So what was I gonna say? I had a question, then I forgot it. What did you think? So when you moved to LA, of course you love the dance and everything, right. But how was just being in LA versus Missouri? Was it like a culture shock? Like how was that?
Complete culture shock, because I think in Missouri, like, the Midwest, the values just a little different. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent, but the values are a little bit different as far as, like, just kind of like a community. It's more of a community back home. And so I had to really fend for myself and, like, try to meet people and connect with people. And that's why I got involved in the church right away, because I knew that would be a positive influence for me to stay grounded. Okay. Because in the industry, I'm going to be honest, you can get swallowed up into the wrong path. Yeah. And you have to be a strong person to be in the industry. And so I knew that because, I was younger, and I just thought, you know what, let me be grounded with these people. And I feel like it was a good decision for me to keep my head on straight, because without that, I don't know, I might be a hot mess.
Wow. So you found a church pretty fast.
Yes.
And then I know you told me before that you kind of got involved in, like, a church dance group or something. Did that happen pretty fast too, or was that, like, later?
It did, and I'm excited to tell you that story. Gosh, I can't remember how many years ago. So I was in a company. At that point in time, I was living in Iowa. I was married, all that kind of stuff. But I got connected.
Had you moved to LA first and then moved to Iowa? Or
no.
You were in Iowa before you came to LA. Got you. Okay.
So I got connected with this company in Iowa, and the director of the company had danced for the ministry out here before. So he was like, hey, let's go to LA and, let's go to this convention. And I was like, yeah.
And you hadn't been to LA before, or had you? Okay.
And I knew nothing about it. And I'm kind of glad I knew nothing about it, because if I would have, I don't know if I would have come, because I was kind of in a low spot.
Okay.
And kind of negative and stuff like that, and just kind of trying to find myself, But anyway, so when we went and I got connected, and the company was called Word in Motion.
Word in Motion. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they're connected.
God's Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Word in motion, yes, just like that. Just like that, Tracy.
I'm like, what are we talking about? God's word? Yes.
Yes, guys. Tracy, you're funny. Yeah, so I just got connected with them and I got a scholarship. They gave me a scholarship. And literally, I remember praying again, like, God, if you want me to move to LA, like, there's got to be a purpose. And I got a scholarship. It was like me and 2 other people
Wow.
in the festival. And I got a scholarship.
What was the scholarship for?
To come back and, for, it was called, they have a festival every year.
Okay. And it's like a training.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
a
kind of like
conference
a convention.
or convention.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so people all over the world come and they dance for like 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
And then they do a showcase.
Okay.
It was called Step of Hope. So anyway, that was the connection. And then at the end of the convention, they gave me a scholarship. And so it just...
Wow.
I mean,
so cool.
it was so much for me to just, I was in tears because I felt like, again, God was pulling at my heart, like, let's go. Like, the timing's now.
That's
like,
so cool.
I don't know why you're waiting.
And did you go to LA pretty quickly after that?
I moved, like, probably 2 or 3 weeks after
Wow. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so the Word in Motion group was, like, connected with this convention.
Mm-hmm.
And then you joined that group right away when you came out here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. And what kind of stuff did you guys do?
We did everything. We did Latin funk. We did tap, jazz, ballet. We did hip-hop. We did a lot of different performances, like open up for different Christian artists and things like that. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. I don't know, they're not really doing that anymore, or like things are kind of like switching because of the pandemic. But it was honestly the most amazing experience, and I miss that, because it's different when you dance for yourself compared to you dance for God. It's like it's a totally different feeling, because it's a purpose. It's not being so selfish, just like you're just dancing for yourself, but it's for that higher power, like something more, and it's telling a story of yourself and kind of like what stories that you've been through in your life. Yeah.
And did you make like really close friendships with the people that you danced with there? Are you still friends with them now? Oh, nice. That's cool. Do you have a favorite like artist that you danced with during that time, like Christian artist or an experience from that?
We did something. It was really fun in Philly. Like Lecrae was there.
Nice.
Andy Mineo.
Oh, that's so cool.
We did a lot of different conventions that opened up for different artists. Those were the 2 that I think that were really, really fun.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I wish that still existed.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. We might have to just create it at some
Yeah.
point. You can be in charge of the hip hop, and I'll
And you do the classical?
Contemporary or
the
something. I don't know what yet, but that's awesome. So you were doing that, and you had found Millennium right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had always been at Millennium.
Okay.
And then I was assisting for a long time with my friend, and we did that for a really long time. And
because it was someone you already knew?
Yeah, I had known this person
That's
for like
awesome.
20 years.
Okay.
Yeah, back home from St. Louis.
So they came out here too, and they were teaching at Millennium, and you were assisting them.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
It's so cool how it
we
just like all...
a lot of different. We went to the Ed. We went to
Edge,
Debbie's. We would teach at IDA. We taught all over the place.
Wait, what's IDA?
International Dance Academy.
Oh, okay.
So, I believe so. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it is.
Does that still exist?
No.
Oh, okay.
It closed.
Okay.
It's like everything kind of closed. Like we were there for a while, and then after the pandemic, a lot of studios closed, and it was really sad to see.
Yeah.
That's why I think Millennium is like really still flourishing.
Yeah.
And there's some other upcoming, studios that are still flourishing, but Millennium is worldwide.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow, so cool. Okay, so then you just you just were dancing, taking class, but then how did you end up like teaching the kids at Millennium?
Well, through my friend, he was like, "Hey, I teach kids. Like, let's just like be together," because he knew I worked with kids. So we were just a good team. We were a good team, and we really, it was so great. Like, we had some artists, kids in there, and it was just really fun. The kids were hungry. And we were there. We knew that we taught the younger kids earlier on Saturday, and then right after that, the older kids. And then we would go to a different studio and teach some other kids at a different studio.
Wow.
Our Saturdays were packed. It was all Saturday.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
That's so fun.
I miss that a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Did they, did that kind of stop during the pandemic too? Or how did that go away?
Yeah. My friend kind of moved away. So he lives in Vegas now and he's doing some other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're still teaching kids through the school, but that's like so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you have like some specific goals now with dance. So do you want to talk about that, or kind of what's like your dream right now with dance?
So I have a lot of goals right now, and you know, just talking about manifesting goals, I'm a firm believer in, like, you know, positive thinking.
Okay.
And what comes to your mouth and what comes to your tongue, you know, you can manifest that through God or whatnot. But the power of your tongue is just so, you know, powerful. It could either make or break, you know, something. So there's a lot of goals I have, but I know with God things are possible. So, yeah, I mean, I have so many goals. Like, you know, I don't know, as far as the tour thing, you know, things like that, you know, I mean, you never know. I feel like possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really want to book commercials.
Yeah.
I want to really, like, you know, like I said, I don't even care if I'm sitting there and be like, hi, or like, you know, just at a cash register and, you know, somebody just look at me. I don't even have to say anything, but I have this, like, just like tug at my heart again, and I haven't felt like that in a long time, that God's saying, like, keep going, like things are gonna come to fruition. And I have faith, you know, and it's like there's some doors that are like closing and some doors that are opening. I'm in a company and I love it. It's like challenging me so much on Saturdays, and that was a blessing. I took this choreographer's class, and then he approached me and I was like so humble, because I'm like, this dude is amazing.
And you said you only took his class like a couple times, and then he was
One
like,
time.
will you be in my company?
Yeah, he like DM'd me, and like I was like, wow. And that was all God too.
That's amazing.
Because, you know, I mean, I just feel like strategically I'm just taking the classes that I need to take right now and marketing, like, with the teachers that I need to market. And I've had just amazing experiences with all of them.
Yeah.
You know, I've had great experiences. I love talking to teachers after class because they're so personable. And they can give you feedback.
Yeah.
They can give you feedback and tell you if you're growing or not growing, what do you need to work on, this is what you need to do. And I love that. Constructive criticism is, like, key.
Is there, like, a specific time where you got a very specific feedback that really made, like, a huge difference? Or do you remember, like, a certain feedback?
I do. Yeah, I do. I took, I can say names, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took James Marino's class, and after the pandemic, and I don't know if I told you this, but I was about to quit dance. And completely.
Because of just everything that happened
just
in the pandemic.
And I was like, maybe I'm done with this.
Were you dancing in the pandemic?
I tried, but I couldn't do the Zoom stuff.
Okay.
Like, it just I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
I was, you know, going through it. And as we were all going through it, and not knowing how to handle, like, not being social. Like, I'm a social butterfly. So, yeah, I took his class, and I was really, really, a friend had told me, I don't think you're done. I think you need to go back to class.
Was he your first class back after, like, kind of taking a break in the pandemic?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I went to his class, and...
Was it, like, with masks, or was it later than that?
I can't remember.
Okay. That's okay.
I really don't... I think we were still on masks.
Okay.
Yeah, we must have still been on mask, which was very hard to dance with.
I
was like at the gym and then at dance with mask, and I'm like, how do people do this? I feel like I'm out of breath, but that's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, so I took his class, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the idea of still dancing, and that just that fire ignited in me again, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm done,
Yay,
you know?
that's
and I
awesome.
was like, and it was his teaching style. It was his
He's
passion. It was his teaching style. I always tell him that he is the reason I didn't quit, and that's true. I mean, he's just an amazing mentor, teacher. He's given feedback, constructive criticism, made me work harder. I like honest feedback.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, if I need to work on something, then please tell me, because that makes me work harder.
Yeah.
Don't just tell me, hey, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, thank you, but what does that tell me? Like,
Yeah.
tell me feedback how to get better. That's why I like this company I'm dancing for too, because I get that feedback.
Nice.
But yeah, James Marino is amazing.
Did he give you specific feedback that
He
time?
did, and I literally, like, it was little feedback. Of course, it was positive, but I literally told him after class, and I was in tears, like, I almost quit, and you really ignited something, and I'm not done with this. And so I've always had that with him. You know,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, is there, what do you feel like of all the feedback and stuff you get from teachers, what do you feel like is something that a lot of people commend you on a lot, or say like that you have really good now, like lately, that you
Perseverance.
get? Okay.
I keep going. Like, if somebody gives me constructive criticism in the best way possible, it makes me work harder.
Yeah.
I'm just a pusher.
Yeah.
I like to keep pushing and keep learning. I'm like, I told Alexander that, you know, through his company, I'm like, I'm like a sponge. I'm watching him like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I'm just like picking up all these different things, you know. I like to be challenged and like keep learning.
Yeah.
And that's why I take class every day, because you can learn so much from different teachers.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, some people just stick with their teachers, and I get it, I'm sticking with my teachers, but it's good to like keep taking different teachers, because everybody has their own style, and no one jazz funk is the same.
Yeah.
No one hip hop is the same.
Yeah.
There can be 7 different styles.
Yeah.
And it's still hip hop, you know, but I love just all the styles. So it makes me a better, well-rounded dancer.
Yeah. Who's your main teachers right now that you like a lot?
Well, the teachers that I have taken for a long time is Coby, you know, because he's from kind of my hometown too.
Oh, he is? Oh, that's
yeah,
right. I think I did know that. Okay.
Yeah. And then James, of course. I took JR last night for the first time in a long time.
What's his last name?
Taylor. He's
okay.
amazing. Amazing. He like taught choreography.
Oh, nice.
So it's like all on stage stuff.
Okay.
And I hadn't taken his class in a little while because James was teaching at the same time. So, but I took his class last night. It was amazing. And I brought a couple of my friends too. So it was so fun. And then I take Hero a lot, and he's an amazing mentor. Like, he's the kind of, you know, teacher that gives you feedback. He literally watches different things and what you need to work on.
Yeah.
And that's a good teacher too.
Yeah.
And then Alexander, who's amazing. I literally watched his class through the glass, you know, one time, and I was like, I literally said, oh my gosh, he's such an amazing teacher. I don't know if I could get it. You know, he was like, it was challenging.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to get in there. And look, you know.
You just tried it, and you're like doing great. And now you're in his thing. Alexander Chung.
Yes.
Am I saying his last name right? Okay.
Yes.
I haven't tried him yet. I don't know if I'm going to for a while. But
He's very detail-oriented. His musicality is insane. It's
really
crazy.
I need to watch more of his videos. I did check him out a little bit after you told me, because I was like,
he's
who
like
is this
smooth
guy?
hit, smooth hit. I mean, he
cool.
just has all well-rounded of everything in there.
Okay.
And I think he's from like the old millennium too.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he's been around for a little bit too, or in and out. I mean, I don't know if that's a fact, but he taught Chris Brown, and I don't know what the song was, but I was like, oh, I feel like that's like the old, like, because I've been around for a long time,
yeah.
you know? I remember
How many
the whole millennium.
is there just was there just one old millennium, or was it multiple?
It was
Did they have
it was
multiple?
on Lancashire, and it was like, this one has a lot more space, I feel like. The other one, we were like in like just a closet. It was just, I don't know.
I never experienced that one, because I only started coming to Millennium after the pandemic, because I always went to Edge. I never went like anywhere else. I like lived at Edge.
Wow.
And I only started dancing like 5 years ago. So I was just like taking everything at Edge. Who did I take at Edge? I took Chelsea Mishner for jazz. I took Dean Alex Space for like hip hop and jazz funk. I took Ben Allen.
Oh, you did.
I took for jazz.
I loved
Ben
That's
Allen's
so
awesome.
funny.
Yeah. I took Jason, I think his name's Jason Meyer for jazz. I took tap with Johnny Hobbs.
Oh, wow.
I think there's like a couple more, but I went,
so
I was
cool.
there. I was kind of like, I would come in, you know, everyone at the reception like knew me, and like, even though I was a beginner, but I loved it. So I was I'm like, I am gonna do this, you know. So I was always there.
I took Benjamin Allen for a long time. I remember when he popped up in one class. I can't remember. Oh, in Kayla's class. And I hadn't seen him in a long time. I used to take it. That's where I knew Carolyn from.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we go way back.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, he was my Sunday class. I just loved him because he was so great. He's just a great person all around.
And right before the pandemic, I had been taking his class for maybe like 4 months or so because I hadn't been taking it that long. And he like came up to me and was like, he said something encouraging. I can't remember what he said, but he said something like, "You're really starting to get it. I can really see like you're getting it now." Because I had started to get better with him.
Yeah.
And then literally, like, I don't think I ever took his class again because it was, like, right before everything shut down.
It was crazy.
I was like, I was just getting better.
I know.
But I did take tons of virtual classes, so that was kind of, like, my story. But, yeah. So, let me think. So, okay, you teach, so you choreograph all the time, too?
Yeah. I mean, I do. Not as much of, like, I used to choreograph a ton. Like, I actually used to teach with him. Like, we would team teach.
With who?
My friend.
Your friend
that
you,
teach.
okay.
Yeah. But he, like I said, he's not doing it anymore. And then, but, you know, it's very interesting is that I've had a lot of his ex-students be like, "When are you teaching again?"
Aww.
And I was like, maybe I do a free session first. Because that's like the thing right now. You do a free session to kind of like get a feel for like people who are interested.
Yeah.
And I've literally had about 7 people ask me that.
Wow.
In the last probably month. So I'm like, okay, God, are you telling me something? I don't know yet.
So you used to make up choreography with him, or did you guys kind of like switch off doing it?
No, I was really like his assistant. Like I would give him little pointers, but he was the main
mostly.
person. Yeah.
But do you make up choreography for there's a little moth friend.
Yeah.
Do you make up choreography for the kids you teach now?
Yeah. But they're very, very beginner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's a different, like when I used to coach for like advanced, like, you know, because I went back and actually coached for the team that I was on.
Oh, cool.
And we did nationals. Oh,
the moth is getting crazy.
We did nationals and all that stuff, and that was really, really, really competitive. But what I do like right now is just like give them the love of you know, music, and like it's just really like a fun environment to get them out of like doing something that they love to do. But it's not competitive or anything like that. It's just really like basic, you know. Yeah. But it's fun. I mean, the kids like it.
Okay, so you don't really have like a super passion for creating choreography.
I do have a super passion, and I used to choreograph a lot more, but right now I just feel like in the whole where I'm at in life right now, I'm kind of like just, I mean, I hope it doesn't sound selfish, but it's like I'm just like really just pushing forth with me right now.
Yeah.
You
know? I don't think it's selfish to not choreograph for someone else. It just means you're doing a different, you're focusing on dancing. And I feel like the time, it's just a season. And I feel like probably when I get to a point, like maybe I'll miss that a lot because I used to do it more. I did it for different shows and stuff like that. It's just, it's not the drive right now. The drive right now is just really me training. Yeah. And just like really learning right now. Do you ever take times of rest? Do you ever like... What does rest look like in your life, Tiffany? Or is it non-existent?
I mean, I feel like it's non-existent right now, Tracy.
Do you ever get burned out? Or even for like a moment? Or like...
I mean, maybe a moment, but then I'm like... What I'll do sometimes, I'll take a day off, right? I'll take a day off and be like, okay, no classes today. And then the next day I'll miss it so much that I'll be like, yay, classes again! So my like... time is just like a day.
Okay, if someone forced you to take a day off, or if you yourself decided to take one day off, what is like your second favorite thing to do? Like, what would you want to do if you weren't dancing?
I love going to the beach.
Okay.
I like going to the beach. I love like swimming. I love just like the water. The water brings me such peace. It always has. And just kind of like, I don't know, just taking time to like, you know, just really enjoy nature.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I don't do that enough. There's so many like beautiful places to hike, and I feel like I haven't done
I know. I
that.
used to hike more until I got into
Really?
dance, and I
Oh,
do like it,
yeah.
but man, sometimes I just take our trash out to the dumpster and I'm like, wow, nature. Like
Aw.
that's my hike. I'm like, wow, I really need to like be out here
Aw.
more so it's not so
Right.
shocking. I'm like
Yeah.
trees. But yeah. So okay, here's another question because
Mhm.
your schedule,
Yeah.
you have your day job, you're taking class at
Mhm.
night, you're doing this company stuff,
Mhm.
training. How do you eat? What is your eat? I'm mostly asking this for myself because I struggle. But
Oh,
like, what
yeah.
do you have a schedule for how you eat in between everything, or do you like prepare food ahead of time, or like what?
I
How
mean,
do
I
you
meal
do that?
prep sometimes,
Okay.
not all the time, but like for the weeks at school, or Monday through Friday, I'll meal prep. On the weekends, I feel like it's kind of like a little bit more lax for me because I
Yeah.
have more time
Yeah.
during the day. But I meal prep because it's just the easiest thing because I'm so busy and like I'm so hyper focused on dance, after work that I feel like I need to meal prep just to
Yeah.
save time
Yeah.
so I can be like on the go. But I'll eat a snack here or there. Like before Coby's class, I ate a snack and I can't really eat like a lot before class because I feel like I'll get sick. Like
Yeah.
I'm just that type.
It's
Like,
that balance. Like I
yes.
don't want to come to class super hungry, but I also
Right.
don't want to eat too much
Yeah.
right before. It's like, yeah.
So I'll take a snack and then that's it. But then when I get home, I'll like pig out.
That's how I am too. I'm like dinner. It's
I'm
like
like,
10 p.m. and
I'm like
I'm like
eating.
finally, I'm like finally can eat
Crazy.
everything.
Right.
What's your favorite food?
Honestly, pizza.
I mean, that's like I feel like that's everybody's favorite
I mean,
food.
that's like my weakness. I
love
pizza.
I can't have dairy, but I will eat it without. I still love it. Like people think, oh, you don't like pizza because you don't eat cheese, and I'm like, I still love
Oh,
pizza.
you can eat it without cheese.
I will make it without cheese. I will
Uh-huh.
order it without cheese. Like I don't usually ever. If I could probably have pizza every day. I don't think I would get sick of it.
Oh my god, I love it.
And there's so many different things you can put on it. So
Probably what I'm gonna eat tonight.
sounds good.
Because just even talking about it, I'm like, pizza.
I know. I'm like, I am actually pretty hungry right now. We did just take class and exert a lot of
should.
energy, and we probably all want to eat
Yes.
dinner right now. Okay. Well, is there anything you like want to share about like your dance journey, or anything funny, or anything like that you want to talk about that you're hoping for, or just anything we haven't covered that you want to share?
I mean, I'm excited for performing opportunities coming
Yeah.
up. I'm just excited for things that are like moving. And I feel like, again, everything happens in God's timing. And the movement is just happening. Like, of course, we want things so much right now. And He's like, hold on. He's like, only in His timing. But I just, I always hope that I remain humble. Because, when you learn so much, like, I think James always said, first, like he takes class still, when he's in town. And I love that. I love seeing teachers take class.
That's cool.
Because that's humbling. Because I'm like, okay. And I always say to myself, first a student, not a teacher. Even if like, and he would always say that too. And because you're always learning. If at all anyone gets to a point where like, okay, I don't need to learn anymore. And what's the purpose of this? Like, everybody's always learning.
Yeah.
Life is like always a journey of getting better. We've never maxed out. That's what I love about dance is because I'm still learning every single day, and I've been doing this since I was 5.
Yeah.
So it's always like exciting, new, challenging. I'm always learning different things in different classes. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for things and it's right timing, but I feel like the foundations and I feel like finally all of the training that I've been doing is kind of like, just going to the next step in whatever that is, because I've been wanting to perform for a long time. So it's really great that there's opportunity, and I love being in the company. Like he taught, he had another teacher taught, and it's just great training. Like last week we had a full 2 hours of freestyle, and it was amazing. I think
that's my biggest fear.
I think people don't understand that like freestyle there's strategies.
Okay.
Like there's not just let's freestyle.
Can you explain a strategy of it?
This teacher, and I'm gonna be honest, I can't completely pronounce her name correctly, but she's amazing. She broke it down like first, you know, we're in a circle and let's freestyle just with our feet. So we had to freestyle on our feet and go in a circle. I was like, amazing. Like, I was so excited because people don't teach freestyle.
Yeah.
They just do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Then the next was like just our arms. Then the next were our shoulders, just our shoulders. Then the next were our legs, you know, and then the next we could get on the floor and do different stuff. The next was like, you know, like popping, you know, so it was just phenomenal. And
That's
then
cool.
she had us like freestyle in front of the mirror and then freestyle facing the wall.
Okay.
And that was amazing because it actually made me realize, like, when I freestyle, I close my eyes because I don't want anything else as a distraction. Okay. I just want, because if I looked in the mirror, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is not perfect. I need to be better. I need to do this and that. And I realized that when I close my eyes, I can just be free and to do whatever, you know. So I was really excited that someone taught freestyle.
Yeah, I like that.
I haven't remembered anyone teach freestyle for years.
Yeah. If you're going to do 20 minutes of freestyle, having it more directed like that sounds much better.
Oh, we did 2 hours of freestyle.
Oh, 2 hours. I don't know why I said 20 minutes. I'm like, because you know why? Because 20 minutes to me still feels like 2 hours. I'm like, if someone said we're doing 20 minutes, I would still be stressed out. And 2 hours, I would also be stressed out.
Like 20 times whatever. But there are strategies. I think people think just go freestyle. I'm like, no, there's strategies to it.
Yeah.
There really are. If you break it down, it's a style within itself.
Yeah.
Completely, 100%.
Yeah. Do you feel like, even though you are known for your perseverance and everything, do you feel like, is there anything that sometimes tries to get you discouraged, or anything that makes you feel discouraged sometimes?
I'm a perfectionist.
Okay.
I mean, just to be honest, I'm a perfectionist and I really want everything to be perfect. So when it's not, I'm like, oh, I failed. And that's the joy of learning dance every day. Like, you're going to fail, but then you get right back up and you do it again even better. Yeah. You know, I remember the first time a teacher had me do a solo. I think it was actually Coby. And I forgot, like, half of the dance, and I just did my own thing of freestyle. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes on auditions, like, that's how you get, I mean, that's how you start freestyling. When you just start freestyling. So that was humbling within itself, because I was like, oh, maybe I'm not as confident as I thought.
I've seen that happen to a lot of people, though, when they go solo. But the more you have a chance at it, the more you have a chance to get over the nerves and, like, not forget it eventually.
So I think that working on, like, just taking it at my pace and not being so hard on myself and just, like, enjoying dance, you know, because I want to go to dance and enjoy it, not be stressed out about it.
Yeah, it seems like you do.
Yeah,
I mean, if you can barely handle one day of rest, I mean, I'm kind of like that too. But sometimes I take a little bit longer time. But cool. Is there any kind of wrapping it up? Is there any advice you'd give to anyone who's either like new to dance or maybe is discouraged about something? Like, do you have any advice you would give to a dancer?
I do. I think that I've learned in my little older age, as I've done this for so long, is I tell the young people, you know, just don't compare yourself to other people. When you go to class, don't, because that is like, I mean, that's a thorn in your side, because that'll stop you from growth. If you want to look at other dancers who have been doing it for a long time, learn from them. You know, like, watch them and learn from them. They have things to share without even talking to them. But don't compare your journey to anybody else, because you're on your own journey. Yeah. And that's easier said than done. Yeah. But I've learned that, because when I was younger, I really compared. And as I've gotten older, I'm like learning from people. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did he do? I like that. I've never seen that before, you know? Cool. So just not being so hard on yourself, and just, like, really just enjoying the process. Yeah. That's amazing. I love that advice. And I'm inspired by you and just your dedication, because I just see the fruit coming from it. And I love hearing the story of
how God kind of opened the doors for you to come here, and
100%.
like that you're just trying to do what you're called to do, which you're obviously called to do this, and I'm sure more doors are going to open. So it's been so nice chatting with you, Tiffany.
Great. Thank you so much.
Really grateful you did this late at night. It's really not late at night, but
we're like,
it feels like
oh
it's
my
really
God,
late
it's
at
like
night.
11. It's not.
I know. We're just like hungry probably. But anyways,
ready for my pizza.
Let's go eat some pizza. Well, thanks, Tiffany, and thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing about Tiffany's dance journey.
And thanks for having me.
And follow, like, subscribe, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Try to get 5 stars. If you didn't like it 5 stars worth, then just don't do anything. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. All right, thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.